Oh man, the internet strikes again, man. So listen, you guys see the thumbnail in the pictures that I chose to use for the thumbnail. And I'm gonna just say by the videos that I've seen on the internet, it 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 will explain to me why many of you guys would never be happy or have a life. Nobody's gonna love you, and you don't understand anything about life in general. So, so I'm here in defense of Mr. Owens, okay, Johnathan Owens. Even though I have to defend you from another one of my brothers, Ryan Clark. Now listen, I'm going to start with Ryan Clark because I don't want to get too far down the line before I talk about everything else. But Ryan Clark, this is your fault. This is your fault. This whole crap storm is your fault. And I will say this because of this reason. You are a seasoned television personality, TV host, and sports analyst. You're a seasoned person in this field after your football career. You didn't let him fully answer the questions as he was speaking, and then one jokeful punch is cool, but then you doubled down, and then you tripled down, and then you kept adding, and you wouldn't let him get to what he was trying to get to until further on, right? So when you're doing these things, you as a seasoned person, you know how the media works. You have to not let those segments go on for that long because you know how people are going to clip them, right? So boom. So this is your fault, but thank you for your statement though. Now moving on. Listen. Let me just talk about Simone Biles and Johnathan Owens. What people don't know is that sports like tennis, track and field, gymnastics, and baseball, those are not the most famous sports. Hockey, soccer, those are not sports that make you famous. Those are not the sports that make you famous. Basketball and football are the sports that make you famous. Boxing, but even boxing, like you have to be like the most dominating, the most charismatic person to be noticed in boxing. People know who Mike Tyson is. People know who Muhammad Ali is. People know who Holyfield is. There's a whole bunch of boxers that have won the world title that nobody knows who the heck they are. People know who Floyd Mayweather is, right? So when we are having this conversation, know what sport that you're talking about, right? I was a college athlete, and people who were athletes knew me that were in track and field because they competed directly against me. I didn't know nothing about volleyball, and I would pass the volleyball team every day. I ended up talking to a volleyball player on the same campus, and I never noticed her outside of that. Didn't know what she did. So there's a lot of people getting hung up on this. It's not a slight, but when you are active in your own sport, I mean, especially football, you know, I'm not a pro athlete. I played semi-pro in one sport, and I ran track in college, right? But while you're training, I went years without watching TV. Me and my wife now have conversations like, you didn't see this show? No, I haven't seen it. You didn't watch this movie? No, I haven't. That's why even out of all these videos that I put up, you don't hear me referencing movies that much and TV shows that much because I haven't watched that many. Because when you're training, you are really focused. You are really focused. You are really super focused. I don't think people know how focused that some young men are when they're trying to actually train. You know what I'm saying? And then going to the so it really doesn't surprise me that he didn't know who she was. It's not a slight, but because other people that's in the sports world, and you know, and then you got the Black Girl Magic, and then you got all the gymnastics. Now, I've been paying attention to gymnastics since Dominique Dawes and Dominique Marciano, the little short one, the one girl that won the title because she landed the flip on her one leg. But I don't know her name. I probably wouldn't recognize her face. But I started following gymnastics then, but then guess what? I fell off because guess what? Nobody had the wow factor. And then I started back up when Simone Biles started doing her thing. But by the time I caught back up with Simone Biles, she had already won a whole bunch of medals. I'm like, dang, she been racking them up like that. So it's not a slight. People can be famous in one area and not be famous nowhere else. Just like, because it's all of what the media push out. There are rappers down in Texas that aren't known anywhere outside of Texas. And then we start looking into these rappers, they're platinum selling artists. You got rappers out in California. People don't know who they are. And then when you look at them up, like, man, he done sold this many records. Oh, he done work with Snoop. He done work with Lil Wayne. He worked with Jay-Z. Like, you would be surprised what you would figure out when you actually start digging into these different areas of life. So that didn't surprise me. And another thing, and there's a discrepancy because women on social media sites versus men on social media sites are two different things. And this is what I mean. He said that they matched first. Simone said that they matched. So this is what happens. This is what happens when a guy is on a social media dating site and our website, and I don't have any dating website, anything. I just know how men are. Men will see a profile. They won't remember the name. They will be looking at the features, and they will either send a friend request, or I don't know if it's swipe right or swipe left or swipe up or swipe down, but whatever is the acceptable motion, they're going to do that. Like, oh, she cute. Oh, she has a nice smile. Oh, she is. Oh, she that. And then they just swipe, right? So boom, boom, boom. And then from what I can gather, then that sends the message to the women, and they don't let the men know when the woman sees the profile. So the woman has to say, oh yeah, he seems pretty cool. And then when she does it, then it becomes a match. So they leave all the power, I think, up to the women on some of these sites or whatever. So then she messaged him. Now, the reason why he said he wouldn't have messaged her if she didn't message him is because, first of all, he's a football player. He's an athlete, right? And because he's an athlete, you have to be careful. You have to be careful. You don't want to get into any of these situations. Not only are normal men not approaching women anymore because you got women spazzing out in the grocery stores. They will cuss you out at the gym. I'm working out. Why are you talking to me? Don't ever approach a woman in a parking lot. You can look up these videos that I'm saying and just type in those words. Don't ever approach a woman in a parking lot. Go on TikTok and see what you find. Don't never approach a woman at a gym. Go on TikTok and see what you find. Nobody can approach anybody. So he's just trying to make sure, okay, we match, but let me see what she on, right? So then they get to talking and whatnot, and then they go out. But he's still trying to figure her out, like, who is this chick or whatever. And you may Google somebody and be like, oh, she's a gymnast. Oh, she was first place. But then when you meet people that react to a gymnast the way that people react to Michael Jackson, then all the gravity hits you like, oh, she's adored by a bunch of people. Like, these people are about to pass out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when the gravity hit. Like, oh, so she must be like on another level. And not just because of her skill, because there's been other skilled gymnasts that never had that type of adoration from fans before, right? So boom. And when they tried to, and see Ryan Clark now, this is when you double or triple down, saying, well, it'd be safe to say you didn't even like Simone Biles. No, come on, Ryan, bro, you a football player. When you're young and you want to stay focused, you know that there's a certain amount of time that women have to be shown, or things can be all bad. He's a football player. He's going to be on the road. He has to train during the season. He has to train all season. He's trying to get to whatever is in his mind about however high he want to get. If he wants to be the best safety of all time or anything like that, he's trying to make sure that he stays focused. But then guess what? He meets his girl and it's like, yo, dang, I like this chick, but boy, oh boy, this may get in the way of me trying to reach to where I'm trying to reach to, because I know I'm going to have to spend time with this lady. I know we're going to eventually get married and have kids, and I know this, that, and the third. But when I was on his dating app, I was thinking like maybe I'll find somebody to kick it with, hit it, quit, smash, or whatever. But when they chilled, and it made his heart change, like, oh, I can't let this one go. Nope. I got to think about what I need to do, because I never thought I would meet somebody like this and we could kick it and have fun like this. And they laughed the whole night. And there's one thing that you can't fake. You can't fake humor, man. You cannot fake humor. You can fake how famous you are to a degree. You can even fake how much money you have to a degree. You can fake confidence to a degree. You cannot fake humor. Either you're funny or you're not. And women, by and large, are not funny. Like, there's some funny women, but like, women by and large are not funny. Like, my wife is funny. There's probably no other woman that I can recall that I've dated that was funny. Like, it just wasn't. Sorry for anybody that I dated that see this video. Like, they weren't funny. Some may have been kind or whatever, kind-hearted, but funny wasn't one of those things. Like, you can't fake funny. So they laughed the whole night. They start to kick it. She seems like she has a good sense of humor. And then he changed his mind. And he like, whatever I gotta do, I'm just gonna have to go harder at football, but I'm not letting this one get out the door. Which is kind of the love story that all the women say that they want, but then it's like, because he told the truth and didn't just say, oh no, I ran after this girl and I begged and I pleaded and I did all these things and I just had to let her go. I crawled and I sung outside her window when it was raining outside, and baby please. If you don't get that type of story to women, it's like, oh, he really didn't care. Y'all gotta get out this fairy tale land crap, right? And but for the women that are mad, and then there's even men that's mad. Like, yo, listen. By and large, I would say that Johnathan Owens is a pretty handsome guy. I think that he would have had his pick at whatever women that he had, especially in the Green Bay area. He's a football player. They know the football players up there. He has a contract, I think, for like $7 million. That speaks for itself, right? And Simone Biles, like, for the guys that's telling him that he could choose better and what, I mean, this is some real sick crap that's going on. First of all, she's a beautiful girl. Perfect teeth, nice smile, symmetrical face, long hair, very fit, obviously, because she's a darn gymnast. And she does that without makeup, and she maintains her fitness without surgery. and it's like, this world is so sick and superficial. Just the videos that I've seen is like really sick. Like, people, y'all need to, I don't know, get out, live a little. But yeah, this stuff is really sick, right? So you have these two beautiful people, And because their storyline on how they met doesn't mesh with what your fantasy world is. You want a Prince Charming and you want to kiss a frog and he come to life and all that kind of BS. You're not even looking into or know that much about the world that you can't even pick apart what's going on. Me as an athlete, I know for a fact that track is not a sport of famous people. Even though I had a track scholarship, even though that they flew me around on planes and paid for my hotels and all. So I'm getting the same treatment that all the other athletes that were on scholarships are getting, but I run track. And what do the girls want to talk to? Track stars, basketball players, football stars. People knew who Michael Johnson was, but those people that knew Michael Johnson, because his personality was kind of bigger than track and field. Some people don't know who Marion Jones is. They don't know that she played basketball too, right? But more people probably know her more for basketball than for track. People don't know who Justin Gatlin is. I mean, just being honest. He came in first place quite a few times. It's just not one of those sports that gives you the accolades in the, in the Nike commercials, and it's just not one of those things. There's not a big market for that. Right? Till somebody breaks through and creates that market, it's just not a big market for that. Well, I wish these two young people, first of all, the only thing that I would say to, well, the only two things I would say to Johnathan Owens is, before you do another interview, please get prepped. Please make sure that you know what questions that they're going to ask. Make them stick to the script. Make them ask questions certain type of ways, and please get prepped. Have a couple of healthy bantering sessions with you and Simone. Y'all fire off stuff and y'all kind of debate each other just for that quicker response to those comments. Like, sometimes men can be slow in responding and just really just wanting things to go our way in the course of a conversation, but having those quick-witted conversations with ladies can kind of speed those things up. And secondly, keep Simone smiling like she's been smiling the whole time. She has a different glow. Don't mess it up. Don't fall subject to the things I see other young players fall subject to. I think you both have a good thing. And you both need to cherish each other, and don't let the sickful, I don't even know how to say it. Don't let these sick people dim y'all's light or put the ideas out there that they've been putting out there bother you guys. Like, this is really like some of the sickest, like some of these videos, like, it's like deranged, bro. Stay off the internet for quite a while. Just don't let all this negative things that swarm you guys circle get to you guys, because the world is not in a place to where people are looking for happiness. The world is at a place to where people are looking for things to condemn and for things to be fake upset about, fake outrage, fake support. And there was one video that I was watching via another channel, and it was so sick, I just couldn't stomach it. I had to turn it off. I was like, I can't believe that they got this from this situation. But yeah, man, y'all be blessed. And everybody, just find some happiness, man. Till next time, go.